Hey guys, it's Let's Face It. I'm Shreya, I'm 16 years old and I'm from Sota.
I'm Priyanshi. I'm also 16 years old and studying at Sota.
Today we're filming our second episode of the podcast. Woo! We already filmed our first episode on burnout culture. You can check that out on our YouTube, Spotify. You should also check out our Instagram at Let's Face It. Yes? Okay, yes. So today we're going to be talking about relationships, romantic relationships. Ew. No, I'm joking. Yes. Okay. So what about relationships?
I think overall we'll just be talking about the concept of situationships and rules of dating. So very much how relationships work for our generation and like youths like us in Singapore.
Yes.
We might be talking about how relationships symbolize desirability and like our personal thoughts on all of these rules to dating and whatnot. Yeah.
Yes. So without further ado, let's talk about it.
Oh, I'm going first.
Yeah. You're going first this time because I went first. Okay, ready? What's your ideal type? Oh, like what do you look for in a person?
Okay. Wait, I actually didn't think about this.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
I think it's looking very simple. Like, it's just like, I need somebody who's okay with like arguing a little bit. I've always been, you can ask my family, I've always been really argumentative. And I'm somebody that appreciates someone who can argue as well, but not excessively to the point where I feel like my opinions are being invalidated. Yeah, so like, I guess anybody I can have a good discussion with.
Oh gosh, me next. I don't know. For me, a lot of my friends say that I go for people who are charismatic. Like you've told me that before. Like I think if you're really outgoing and you're really like extroverted and you do a bunch of things, I'm like wow. Like even in a friend, I'm like wow,
Yeah.
you're crazy. Like I need someone who inspires me a lot.
Yes.
Yes. Or like also something is they're not very judgmental.
Mhm.
I cannot stand judgmental people. It actually gets me so bad. Like I know you can do your MBTI whatever, but like even if you're J, I feel like that's not what I mean by judgmental. I mean like when someone tells you that they love something and you're like you in your mind you're like, oh what the flip, like no. But then to your face you're like, oh that's cool, you know. And you're like a little like, can I say bitchy?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bitchy about it. Like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think, wait, that made me realize that, like, another thing I look for, I usually, like, feel more drawn towards people that are, like, opposite of me. So, like, they complement my character. So, like, as somebody that is more outgoing, I prefer somebody who's less outgoing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Actually, that's really different for me.
Yeah.
I think I would prefer
You
someone
sound
who's like
similar.
me. Is it my narcissistic for that? No.
And-
I'm great.
And,
I'm
like,
joking.
alongside somebody that inspires me, I low-key need somebody that is impressed by me.
Mm.
Like, I need to have somebody that will support my growth whether it's like in writing or my academics or like in my leadership journey.
Oh yeah, I think that's really important. You cannot have someone who's jealous of you.
Cannot.
Because you can obviously
Cannot.
tell.
You can always
You always tell. Like even
you
in
can
a
tell when
friend.
somebody's competing with you.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I really hate that. Like they'll ask you like, even if they're like old or something, and then they ask you, oh, how much did you get on this? And they're like, oh, that's great. I got this, and it's like higher than you. You shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell if I'm very like picky when it comes to these things because it's like, like bare minimum. Like I don't know what the bare minimum is.
Okay, we're going straight in bare minimum. Oh,
'Cause,
okay.
like, when you tell somebody like what's your type, it's like, oh, I want somebody like thinks about me. Okay, bare minimum. But I also think that it goes both ways. Where okay, my opinion on the bare minimum is that it can go both ways. In which, somebody can be doing a lot for you, but then you judge it to be a bare minimum, and so you don't really acknowledge the effort and time that it really takes to like meet these needs. For example, things like off the top of my head, like getting flowers or like writing you notes a lot of people will consider that the bare minimum, but they do really take time out of your day and they take a lot of thought and feeling, and all of this is sincerely put into these gestures that I don't really consider that to be the bare minimum. But on another extreme, it's like if he texts you back or if he reads your message immediately, you shouldn't be too excited about that either. Because I think that's also bare minimum.
I think that's so funny. I cannot count the amount of times I've gotten so excited from getting a text. Oh god, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's also like the excitement of like getting reciprocation, even in something as small as a text, it's fine. But you cannot be applauding somebody that you like for texting you, for communicating.
You know what? I feel like the reason why I feel like as though texting is not something that should be applauded when it comes to like a romantic relationship. This is all in the context of like a romantic like pursuit. It's because my friends text me too. If I'm gonna applaud somebody for texting me, I should applaud my friends too. I think that we hold a lot of double standards for like our relationship. Like we lower our standards when it comes to romance than friendships. And I really think it's time to start basing our standards for romantic relationships based off of our standards for friendships.
That is actually so
My friends do so much for me.
Yeah, same.
I don't need anyone like more. So unless you can prove to me that you can do more than my friends, or you have more to, or you can support me as much as my friends do, only then would I really be impressed, because my friends really do a lot for me.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I feel like even if you think like, oh, someone did something for me that's bare minimum, for example, like what you said, a guy gets you flowers or something, but he doesn't think it's the bare minimum. That's why you need to like communicate. I mean, like after all the communication, if you guys are not on the same page, then get on the same page.
Yeah.
Like you have to have some kind of compromise. But even if he does that, and you're like, okay, do you want me to like applaud you? And then he's like, but like, I got you these flowers. Don't you love them? Say thank you at least.
Yes,
Say thank you. I appreciate it. But like, I would rather if you da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, the bare minimum shouldn't be materialistic needs. I think that's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. My opinion is I don't think it should be materialistic. I think for me the bare minimum is that they remember the smaller things. Like, if somebody remembers that, I don't know, something happened in my childhood that was like traumatic or something. Wait, no, like physically,
Yeah,
like I fell down and I got a huge stitch on my.
Remember that there's the stitch on my leg.
Exactly, like small things like that. Yeah.
I think for me, my pet peeve when it comes to the bare minimum is the way that when people try to impose their bare minimum onto me.
you, yeah.
Which is why like a big part of it is that knowing that the bare minimum is subjective and also negotiable. Because like you mentioned, like some people's bare minimum would be more materialistic, but that's not necessarily a downside.
Yeah.
And it's important to be aware of that. And I also think that we shouldn't define the bare minimum based on other people's standards as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, it goes both ways. So while you shouldn't try to impose your bare minimum on other people, you also shouldn't try to modify your bare minimum to meet public perception. And I really think that public perception has such a huge role on dating. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's becoming absurd. Like, there are rules to dating now. Like, you can't love bomb too early. Or like, wait, you can't say I love you too early, or otherwise it's love bombing. Or you can't respond immediately. You need to be nonchalant. You have to wait a while.
I don't know how many times I've said, like, to my friends, not to other people, but to my friends, I don't know how many times I've said I love you within like the three weeks of knowing.
Yeah. I love you.
I don't think it's, I think it,
I love
you too, Priyachi. Oh, did you guys see that? Now we're dating. Sorry, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, and that's the end of our second podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, no, wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. I think it just depends on the person, but also if you don't really feel it, don't say it. Don't say it. From experience, don't say it. Sorry, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, and that's the end of our second podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, no, wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. I think it just depends on the person, but also if you don't really feel it, don't say it. Don't say it. From experience, don't say it. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Wait, love bombing is such like a... All of these rules are like so tricky when it, like, in my opinion, because... Okay, this is coming from somebody who like barely has any romantic experience. So like I'm speaking as somebody who's like an observer of my friends' relationships. I feel like sometimes all of these rules are more of a defense mechanism. So like you're just defending yourself from getting hurt. So things like being more skeptical when somebody says I love you. I think that's very fair because there are people in this world, or like honestly anybody is capable of doing this, but there are people in this world that are willing to use your emotions and like leverage that against you. So of course love bombing can be a form of manipulation, and I think it's so important to be cautious of that. But I also think that you shouldn't it's fair to be skeptical, but immediately pulling away after a love bomb is also not necessarily fair. But I really think I guess it's more intuitive. You can tell when somebody's being manipulated, and you can tell when somebody's being genuine.
I think like if you I agree with what Priyansh said. I don't think there's any need to like completely pull yourself back if you feel like, oh, you know what, this feels kind of weird, like it feels a bit too much too soon. Why don't you just tell them? Oh my god, we read each other. Why don't you just say it? Why don't you just tell them?
See, not everybody can read each other's minds like
yeah,
you, so you have to tell them.
Yeah, you gotta. I think communication is so important, especially with all these different things that us like youths are thinking in a relationship, because it's like our first one. You don't know how it is, you don't know what experience you need to like tap into. It's just complicated. Just talk it out. It's no like you're literally in a relationship.
Yeah,
you gotta communicate.
Yes. I think it's fair to experiment with your preferences as well. So like there's no fixed way to have a relationship.
Yeah, you just gotta know the boundaries that the others have, and you know, compromise. Important.
Not letting other people's perceptions like influence your relationship reminds me of the manifestation of situationships. I think that situationships are because people perceive dating to be embarrassing because it's such like a vulnerable part of your character. Like you would rather say you had 3 situationships than like 3 exes. Like you would rather say that. But on the other hand, I also think it's because people think that dating has to be a huge commitment. And to some extent, you should like commit. You should commit to a relationship as much as you commit to a friendship.
Right.
If you're gonna commit to your friends, you need to commit to a partner.
Don't forget about your friends.
Vice versa. If you commit to a partner, you commit to your friends, guys.
Don't forget about your friends.
Don't forget your friends.
Don't forget friends.
And I think that a lot of times people avoid relationships because they believe that there's a standard level of commitment that they need to meet. But in my opinion, like from an outside perspective, I don't understand why you can't just negotiate the amount of commitment you're able to invest into a relationship. You can date but have it be lower commitment rather than labeling it to be a situationship. It's all about labels actually, because like what you do in a friendship would be the same as what you do in a relationship, but just labeled differently and maybe like different levels of intimacy. But what you do in a situationship is also in this weird in-between of what you do in a relationship and what you do in a friendship. And it's really just because a lot of us are scared to go into a relationship because we don't think that we can meet that level of commitment. But as I mentioned, you can always modify that level of commitment by communicating with the person that you're talking to.
Right. Actually, something I want to add is I definitely think commitment is the bigger point. I think commitment is a big thing because I think a lot of people are more committed to their work, their academics, especially like people, okay, this is based on personal experience. People I've talked to, people I hang out with, they're more committed to their passion, their work, especially in an art school.
Their individual growth.
Exactly, their uniqueness, so that committing to someone else, it feels unreliable. It feels like you don't know what's going on with them, you don't know what's going on with yourself, and right now you need to prioritize yourself because you're like in this process of growing up and everything. So it's hard to commit, which is why situationships happen. But are you not committing to that situationship is what I want to say. Are you not spending more time figuring out what are we? what is this than you would in a normal relationship. Guys, figure it out. Come on. Figure it out. There's no point in doing all of that.
Yeah, I really think that like a relationship doesn't have to be like you really can negotiate the amount of commitment you do. Just if you're in the stage of what are we, just date.
Just get it over it. Just do it
already.
already.
Like each other, just date.
Just date.
Because there's no shame in dating somebody and trying things out and learning more about yourself. There's really no shame.
Yeah, I think also people are just scared in general, not even about anything, but it's also just like, do they like me back? Do they like me? Well, you gotta see.
YOLO.
YOLO. I think it's so important to YOLO. There's so many times where I've been like texting our group chat, like, guys, should I do it? Should I do it? Do they like me? Get it done with already and move on.
Worst case scenario, they don't.
They don't. And that's
then
it.
You had a life before them. You have a life after them.
Clock it. Gagged. She used to tell me this all the time. Yes. Yes. You can live with or without anybody. You don't need to be so dependent on somebody and how they feel about you, because that's not your work.
Exactly.
You've got children.
And like conversely, you don't have to be hyper independent just because you think you can live without somebody. Yeah. Like it's okay to like depend on people, but you need to negotiate with yourself what you're looking for in life.
Exactly.
And understand that if you still reject the idea of a romantic relationship, then like what is your purpose of doing it? Because if it's out of fear, then I don't know how sustainable that resolve is gonna stand.
Yeah, also something I want to add is that if you're in a situationship and someone's like, oh, why don't you just get together? And you're like, oh, I don't really want a relationship though. Then get out of it. Get out of it. Get out. Don't do that to them. Don't do that to them. Don't do it to yourself.
But you know what? I think a factor of it would also be like just that attention.
Like validation.
Yeah, that validation. Because talking to somebody and knowing that they find you attractive.
Well, that's nice. It's of course nice.
Like it's a very like validating experience, I guess, because it like reinforces that you're desirable as a person, like whether it be physically or like personality wise. And that's also like the reason why a lot of people have been dating at like younger and younger ages, which okay, it's a bit of a touchy subject, I guess, because I don't know if I sound too conservative when I say that like you shouldn't date when you're too young, but at the same time you should explore what you like. But when you're young, you really don't know what you're getting into as well.
I think you're more fragile if you're younger, because you haven't really developed a proper support system.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that's like if you're gonna date when you're just coming into secondary school, you gotta think about that, because you just like met new friends. You know, you're learning more about your family now. You're like part of the more family decisions. You know, you gotta slow it down a little bit. And if it's really meant to be, it will happen in the near future. And it will happen when you both are mature enough to come to a decision.
You don't have to rush into things.
Yeah, I think so. And also, I think you shouldn't get into. Okay, my take on this is I don't think you should get into a super secret relationship as well. I think you should tell your friends, and if you're embarrassed to tell your friends, reflect on why. Reflect on why you are. Your friends, at least your friends should know. I think that's important, because
somebody needs to know.
Because you never know what's going to happen in that relationship. I mean, like, not to be like every relationship goes badly, but it's good to be safe when you're younger. It's good to be safe when you're younger.
I think the support system point is like a huge point, because like during the relationship you're still gonna have things that you can't tell your partner, or you need to, or there's some things that you shouldn't tell your partner. I think you need to maintain a balance of like how much you share with your partner and how much you hold back. And you need another outlet for all of these emotions and thoughts, because you don't want to, I guess it's like you don't want to put your eggs in one basket, but I don't mean that in a romantic context where you talk to multiple people. Like
don't do that.
Don't have a roster. Don't talk to anybody that has a roster.
That's not nice.
Stop it. Not nice. But you need to have another support system, like your friends. You need to have stable friends and people that you trust with like your emotions as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's important.
Because then you're really banking all of your self-esteem onto one person.
That's not good.
Another thing about being young is that you don't have a strong self-esteem yet. Like, okay, if you're young and you have confidence, good for you.
Wonderful.
But your confidence is probably not as strong as you think it is.
Yeah, it's
Like,
really
time will
easy.
test your confidence in yourself.
Yeah, also like just imagine like one of your really good friends, they completely stop talking to you because they don't like your personality, they don't like hanging out with you, they just don't like you in general. How would that make you feel? That's gonna make you feel, I mean, at least it will make me feel terrible.
Terrible.
If you actually stop talking to me, I would feel
I
terrible.
would feel so bad.
Terrible.
I think it's a part of life to get hurt, but I don't think it's part of life to be so hurt that you can't move on. Like, you need to choose the experiences that will give you wounds that you know that you can heal from. That's what I'm saying. That's why you need to have a support system, because then you know that if anything happens, you can heal from it. But if you,
Yeah.
but I think that um, if you shouldn't avoid getting into a relationship because you don't want to get hurt. That's why my point is that like it's really up to you, but you need to know your own personal limits and your capacity to care for yourself.
There's no one cut, copy, paste person or relationship. You will get hurt and you may not, and that's great for you, but the possibilities are endless. So you gotta be a bit wary. Yeah, you gotta be a bit wary.
And like you mentioned, you wouldn't find somebody that like fits your ideal type, but you need to find someone that is willing to become your ideal type.
Oh yeah,
and vice versa, you should also be the same way for somebody else. Whatever standards you impose on the person you're talking to, you should also uphold yourself to those same standards.
If someone's saying, oh, I want you to do this instead of doing this, do it then. And if you're telling them that, then you should do it too. Like, you gotta, again, compromise. You gotta listen to them, you gotta meet their needs also. And if you're like outside of the capacity to do that, you need to tell them, like, I don't think I can do that.
I can't do this without changing entirely as a
Yeah,
person.
exactly. And if you guys aren't compatible, you just aren't compatible.
Yeah, maybe it's time for a conversation.
Yeah, talk about it, communicate.
Talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
I guess, oh wait, I guess this goes back to my point about people appreciating the attention, and that's why when they're young, they're still finding their self-esteem, they rely on this attention from things like situationships and dating and romantic relationships in order to reinforce their own like desirability as a person. And I think that as you grow older, you need to learn that relationships don't equal desirability. Like, you cannot quantify your value as a person based on how many romantic relationships or like stalking stages you've been in. It's not fair to yourself.
Yeah, and also I feel like, okay, actually contradictory to that point. I agree with that, but also who you date is inevitably going to reflect who you are.
Oh, okay.
Because I will say that when, oh, I don't know if I should say this. When you are with somebody who is a bit more judgmental, you tend to feel like you need to agree with them.
So you also become...
So you slowly, it becomes natural to you because you talk to them so much that you tend to see things in a different light now. And it will sneak up on you. I mean, this is not like for everybody, but I will say that I felt it. Like, I talk to people a lot, and then when they tell me like, oh, ew, this is so cringe, I'm like, yeah, so cringe. And then I start doing it without them there, and then I'm like, oh, this is not good. Yeah. And if you're dating someone who says slurs and all that,
that reflects your morals as well.
Okay, I would say it's not for not everybody, but you
DNI if you say slurs. DNI, don't interact with this. But yeah, I guess to add to that, I have like 2 points. One would be that you if you're looking for a romantic relationship, find a partner that has the potential to lead you to the person you want to be. And secondly, be aware that you know that quote from Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Oh my god, don't bring up that movie right now.
We accept the love we think that we deserve.
Yeah.
So, if you feel mistreated in a relationship, I think that it also reflects how you perceive yourself. And oftentimes it's more of a downward spiral where I said that I like a good fight, but if you're constantly fighting and you find yourself losing sight of what your own direction is, of who your true character is deep down before you met this person, it's also time to have conversation with yourself and thereafter that person. And of course, please go to, I don't know, your siblings, your friends.
Yeah.
Go for support.
Go find your support.
Go find your support.
Yes, also something I want to add on to that is don't let them tell you how you feel. Don't let them tell you if you're like, I don't like when you do this, and you're like, okay, you don't like you know, you just don't want to accept that I do this. Don't let them do that to you. If you don't like something, you don't like something, full stop. And again, no is no. Yes is yes.
No is no.
Please don't let someone force anything on you. You are in complete control of what you want to do, who you are, and how you feel. Those are the 3 things you need to prioritize about yourself in a relationship, and you should never, ever let that go for anybody. Anybody. Okay, yeah.
I look, you don't have much more to add.
Same.
I know, okay, again, like I mentioned earlier, it sounds like we contradicted ourselves a lot, but I guess my point is, know yourself before you get to know other people.
Relationships are contradictory and complex, so if we contradict ourselves, well, guess what? You're in for a ride.
Sorry, man.
Just a little sneak peek, a little taster. Okay, so that concludes our second episode
of
Let's Talk About It. We've come a long way. Second episode. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out our socials: Substack, Instagram, YouTube. What else are we on? Spotify. Yes, and thank you guys for listening. And let's face it. Let's face it and let's talk about it is out. Peace. Bye.